Why do you want to be in this business, Big April?
I think I have to remind myself. Let's say that. I have to remind myself why I'm doing it. And the reason is I couldn't see it any other way. I wouldn't leave this earth peacefully if I didn't try.
I was not expecting for you to come out and sing that song and remix it and kick. Man, what was that feeling like being up there, man, and doing your thing?
Oh my God, the feeling in itself, it's like what you want to do this for. You know, talking with you before that was comforting. So everything I do has to be, I don't want to say big, but it has to make some type of statement. This is why we need a platform. And not everybody needs to be talking. And not everybody needs to be an influencer. But, not saying that I do, but I do believe in hard work. I do not believe in only cutting corners.
And he was holding that down.
No, he already knew he had a special girl, and I was true to him, and he was true to me for what I know. But for the most part, it was a good relationship. 2 years later, though, started getting rocky. I looked through the people, Men in Black, not even the 5-0, not the NYPD. It was Men in Black. Okay. There was a little spot named Heavens right around the corner.
Oh, word? I probably met you there before. My homegirl Paulette used to work there.
Paulette?
Yeah.
That's really her name?
That's funny. That's her name.
Wow.
I don't know if that was a
because you know, everybody has names in the nightlife.
So
that's how April actually came out. And that's why I believe in working hard. Like, I've always had 2 jobs. 2 jobs and music. You know, a job and music and this. So I'm working out. Or, you know, I never stand still.
Decided to get you on, and you're singing today one of your pop songs, right? What's the name of the song? Let everybody know what you'll be performing today.
Un amor prohibido. ¿Cuál es el motivo? Pero nunca has sentido lo que yo siento contigo.
Hello, everyone, and welcome again, you beautiful people who love music, to the Angel of Words podcast. I am your host, Angel of Words, and you already know, if you really want to tap on that subscribe button on YouTube. You know what I mean? And follow us on all the podcast platforms. And Spotify has that video now. So definitely tap in to the Spotify video situation if you didn't know they have it. So, you know, subscribe to them and follow us at Angel of Words ENT on Spotify. Folks, go get Eyes of the Soul. It's at Barnes & Nobles. It's at Amazon.com. It's about a young kid serial killer hunter who hunts the baddest guys on the planet. The novel is out of control, written by Curtis Holmes. So you already know, go cop that. Shout out to Curtis Holmes. Also, my man, Brian J. Segura, BJS Photography, the sponsor, is in the building, hooking us up with some dope-ass website photos, because you know we always are trying to excel over here at the Angel of Words podcast. We can't stay stagnant. It's just not within us. And if you want to know what's going on with us at Angel of Words Entertainment, get your asses over to AOWENT.com, or you could follow us at Angel of Words ENT on all podcast platforms. Now on deck on the Angel of Words podcast, we have Harlem's finest in the building. Big April pulled up. Wasn't a road trip, you know what I mean? Right around the corner type stuff. Type vibes, but
half
hey.
an hour in the traffic, but we're good.
It's all right. You know, it was rush
Ain't
hour.
nothing but a
It was
thing.
rush hour.
Got a nice little Benz to whip us into the, you know, to the spot.
Hey, man, and I'm really excited to have you here, because when I first met you was at PERREO, saved my life. And I just want to give a shout out to Fantastico and B Sizzle.
Shout out to
doing
Fantastico.
doing their thing, man, with the PERREO events, you know, finding good talent to showcase in the Latino realm. So,
He's definitely doing that.
You know what I'm saying? So definitely shout out to them boys. I hope they continue. It's always
Yes.
nice collaborating or partnering with them, whatever we're doing. So definitely shout out to them boys at PERREO Save My Life, which is where I met
Yes.
Big April singing
Yes.
a freaking Mexican balada, which I was not expecting, Big April. I'm gonna keep it 100. I thought you was gonna come out there on some ratchet stuff. I don't know why I thought that, but you know, it's
Bend that ass
unfortunate. Tú
over.
sabes. I was like, here we go. Ski you. You already know.
Yeah.
I was like, we got some sexy red on some Latino wave over here. But no, you went out there and sang your ass off. You know what I mean? For
Yes.
lack of a better term, Big April.
Yes.
Man, talk about it, man. What was that
Well,
feeling like being up there, man, and doing your thing?
Oh my God. The feeling in itself, it's like what you want to do this for. And I don't know. I loved being up there. Everyone was asking me if I was going to be nervous. And to be quite honest with you, I think I was pushing that feeling down and I was trying not to concentrate on like being nervous, but more of like, this is what I want to do. Like, it's about time. Like, so F that. Like, I'm here to like kill it. F the nervousness. Like, this is what I do. This is what I'm gonna do. So it just came so natural after I got up there. I was like, let's get this over with. Like, let's just do it. And, you know, talking with you before that was comforting because, I don't know, you have that charisma. You just made me feel more comfortable. I was not prepared. I told you that. I'm like, I knew there was an interview, but I didn't like prep for it or anything. I was so focused on getting the stage presence and the, you know, my creativity and my, you know, my thing together that I did not prep for the interview questions. But when you told me what you told me right before, it just made everything feel better. And I was like, yeah, I could do your podcast. It's going to be interesting to talk with you and get into that. But the song that I did, the first song, that genre just touches my soul on another level. And it's not Dominican, it's not New York, it's a Mexican, you know.
Balada, yeah, you know. It was
what's it called?
Peso Pluma, right?
Peso Pluma and Eslabon.
Mm-hmm.
And the genre is actually corrido tumbado. So that's kind of where my inspiration is actually stemming from right now. And, you know, it's very unique genre, but I feel like it keeps me grounded, connected to what music is supposed to be. Like, it's supposed to move you. And of course, even the ratchet stuff moves you. It makes you want to dance and makes you want to get crazy and makes you want to drink and have fun. But I think there's a more important part of music that I think we're missing today. We're not missing, but is a lack of.
I'm not going to lie to you. You look like a Mexican pop star. I watch a lot of Univision and Telemundo with my mom, you know, always tapping with my mom, always. I'm a big family person.
Yeah,
and
I
like,
see you have Don Francisco back here.
Well, as you can see, all right, so you know I'm not capping. I could totally see that because I was really shocked, Big April. I'm not gonna hold you. I was not expecting for you to come out and sing that song and remix it and I was like, what? I'm telling you, it's been a minute where like I had to stop what I was doing to be like, yo, pero qué carajo está pasando aquí esta? You know what I'm saying? So you know what I mean? So I really appreciated that. And we're very excited to get you on. And you're singing today one of your pop songs, right? What's the name of the song? Let everybody know what you'll be performing today.
Look.
I saw your look. A Spanish-English kind of poppy song with
it's like Jersey Club.
Yeah.
It's like a little Jersey Club, Spanish, English, and that's exactly what the hell I want to do here. Like, I have two worlds. Like, I grew up in New York. I'm Spanish speaking. My first language is actually Spanish.
Okay. Una vaina bien.
Una vaina bien.
Okay.
Bien heavy, sabe? Pero a mí se me sale, comes out a little bit Spanglish now that I'm getting older. I'm in a corporate world, you know, but...
Yeah, you don't use the language often.
I don't use it as much.
Yeah.
So when I speak to natural Spanish-speaking people, I sound like I'm not Dominican. That's number one. I sound like I'm from... They just point me to where they think I'm from. Puerto Rican, Colombian, everything sometimes but Dominican, I guess. Especially because I guess my skin complexion or...
You have a universal Latin look.
Yeah.
You could be from any country.
I feel like that's
You really
that's
can
it.
be. I can see why they say that.
Yeah.
I can see why they say that for sure.
I want to bring that energy, but with like who the hell I really am. Because, hello, I grew up in Harlem my whole entire life.
Yeah.
And I'm from, I drive now, so them four
Yeah.
wheels take me all throughout the boroughs in a day. So,
I hear that.
I pick up things from Queens. I got people from Brooklyn. People from Brooklyn came out to fucking Harlem that day that I was performing. So I want to bring that real New York energy to whatever I'm doing, whether it's Spanish, Spanglish, English, rapping, singing, everything.
And we're going to discuss that, but I want to bring this up, right? Because now that we're talking about this music thing and
Yeah.
all this stuff, and
Yeah,
I'm
let's
like,
talk about
Snoop
it.
put out a post saying like, oh, he made $45,000 off a billion streams. Like, why do you want to be in this business, Big April?
That's a good question. I feel like sometimes I think about that too, because where I'm at, it's like the tip of the iceberg. Like I'm just starting.
You're brand spanking new on the
brand
scene.
spanking new. I
Yeah.
just came out the womb, like
Yo,
basically.
facts.
And I think I'll battle with that a little, not even battle, but I think I have to remind myself. Let's say that. I have to remind myself why I'm doing it. And the reason is I couldn't see it any other way. I wouldn't leave this earth peacefully if I didn't try. And I'm not doing this to be the biggest, even though I am the biggest. But
So they call you Big April,
yes, Big April. I mean, it started off as April.
Yeah.
And then
I like Big April.
And
It's
then,
very,
yeah,
very
it's like-
Harlem,
Big April, people had a couple, differences with the big part of April, but I had to really sit down and think about that as well. Why am I doing this? My name, Big April. So I had to tie all of it together. The bottom line is why I'm doing this is because it's just in me. I couldn't see me doing anything else. I didn't do hair. I can't do nails. I can't photography. I can't just pick up. I tried to do lashes at one point, and it's just not in me.
By the way, yours was on fleek today, girl. She came ready to go. You got to step your game up at 2024. You coming on this motherfucker now. Be a
Because
hard act
why?
to follow,
Because I am Big April.
Yeah, facts. No, I feel
So
that, man.
everything I do has to be, I don't want to say big, but it has to make some type of statement. And I want people to remember that. Like, oh shit, Big April gonna be there. She gonna do something big. She gonna do, I want that to be the brand, big. Go big or go home. So I'm also doing this not just to be the biggest Beyonce or Adele or, anybody else. I'm doing this and I want to portray that you can be talented and be successful in your own way, because success is different to different people. I already feel successful in this music industry. And like I said, this is the tip of the iceberg, but I do feel like I'm already there. Why? Because success to me, and this is just having that one person play my song because they love it. Or my song brought them back to a certain time, 2023, November, that Thanksgiving, or that time in the world. So that is why I'm doing this. I want to bring people back to a certain time in their life. I want them to say, oh, I remember when that song came out. My life was this way, and that inspired me, or that song really got me through it. That's what this success is for me in music. It's not just, oh, I bought a Lambo and a Rolls Royce, and I got this and diamonds, and that's nice. I no doubt with the brain that I have will get there, but it's really like for the music. It's for the culture. Like I want people to play Big April. They're like, nah, this girl right here.
You want to resonate with people.
She got me through that time. Her story motivated me. Her presence did something to me. And I think I have that naturally. And I'm not trying to toot my own horn or anything, but all those little things throughout my entire life led me here. Because I'm like, if I have a gift that God gave me, why not share it? Eventually, it's going to lead me to where I'm supposed to be, whether that's Beyonce or that's just, Big April from Harlem, but she's doing shows every month. She's doing shows every week. She got her fan base, and we love her. Like, we want to come see her. She's one of us. And I am. And that's why I'm doing this. The money from the music might not be the best right now, but I have faith that with the right team and the right tactics, we can make it big. The streaming world might not be it, but the shows, the merch, certain organizations that will form from this could bring in the cash. But I'm not even so trying to be so super focused on that, because money is just it's a paper, it's a currency, but it's more about making that impact in people's lives, because that alone is gonna drive people to you.
I felt that and I saw that firsthand because, with all due respect, you
I'm
are a
glad you say
brand
that.
spanking new artist. And the first day we ever saw you, you pulled up in a Sprinter with a
Period.
videographer.
Period.
And then and the turnaround time on the video, which is very impressive as well, came out within like 2 days after the event, showcasing
Yes.
the whole situation. A nice little, it was like music video vibes to it.
Yes.
And that's why I was like, oh, this lady gets it. This
Yeah.
lady understands, and not everybody has the same type of resources. I don't know what you do for a living. You know what I'm saying? That's none
We
of
could
my
talk
business.
about that.
All
No,
right,
we
but
could
yeah,
talk about what
but
I
I'm
do
sure
for
that
a
you're working. You're
living.
clearly working. You know what I'm saying? And you're investing in yourself right away, being over the top, and the professionalism was on point. The first interview, like you probably were a little bit blindsided. I try to tell everybody that was going to be there.
Yeah, I was
I felt bad
aware.
because I called you by your government name because your boy Fantastico
Yeah.
knows you from back in the day, so he was telling me like, yo, she's pulling up by your government, but I'm like, yo,
Yeah.
but I never saw her on the flyer.
Even the DJ was like, Paola. I was like, oh my God. And that's cool. I don't mind.
Yeah.
I don't mind at all. But yeah, Big April.
Yeah, but there was a certain, professionalism, elegance that you brought to the situation. You came out in costume. You remind me of like a young Edie Chacon, You know what I'm saying? Like it was like
I thought you were gonna say Selena.
Oh no. You know what I mean? You have more how do you say, like Selena had to build her pizzazz. Like, she was a little like shyer growing up. You know what I mean?
That's definitely
Edie,
true.
You came out over the top. You know what I'm saying? So I really
That's
respected
funny.
that, so that's dope because you really do. I mean, I feel like if you're gonna be an artist and you're gonna try to make some shockwaves in the system, you gotta be moving like that. You know what I'm saying? And you work, a regular job to finance your situation. Talk about it because
Yeah,
a lot
let's
of people,
talk about it.
a lot of people don't want to work in order to finance their dreams. So, what makes you want to do that?
Let's talk about this.
Go ahead, mama.
This is why we need a platform, and not everybody needs to be talking, and not everybody needs to be an influencer. But not saying that I do, but I do believe in hard work. I do not believe in only cutting corners, because that's cool if you have some type of shortcut or you have some type of leverage or you are an influencer and you don't need to work. That's all valid. But why is it not valid or cool or whatever it is anymore to work hard? Do you got time? Because we about to get you got time? Because we about to get into
this
it.
about to get real.
Yeah, we
in the
about to get
field.
real because this is like mama. I'm
Dale que tú puedes.
Yeah. Dale que tú puedes. Vete a trabajar. Vete a trabajar. And don't come home without that bread. Now let me stop. Yes, that's the model. But let me take a sip too. This tea is bomb.
I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Now this tea is really it. All right. What do I do for a living? I'm a surgical technologist. So yeah, wow. What's a surgical technologist? So I assist in surgeries, not as a doctor or RN. I did how do you call it? It's like a real intensive program that I did 2 years. It's like a vocational training, I think the name is. And I did a specific training in being a surgical technologist, which we set up the OR, operating room, for any case. that, is going to go down.
I have a hospital background, so
Yeah.
you're good. But we
Okay,
could,
yeah.
we could explain it
Okay,
for the people.
great.
Yeah, we could explain
Yeah.
it though for the people that don't know.
So
Yeah,
you know.
facts. Yeah,
So have
yeah.
you ever met a surgical tech?
I have.
You probably have a few
Yes.
friends. Yeah, we're always cool, right?
Yeah. Pretty valid.
We're
I can't
always
complain.
cool.
I don't have any complaints with
Yeah,
surgical techs.
yeah. So that's what I do for a living. Right now, I am doing it as an independent contractor. So that helps me be a little bit more financially free in a sense.
That's interesting. You can do that as an independent contractor?
Of course. You can be an independent contractor at any position.
Interesting.
As far as medical fields.
I didn't know that.
See?
That's news to me.
Yeah.
Thank you.
If you have a title, let's say medical assistant or anesthesia technologist or whatever, you got a certificate, you did the
X-ray
training.
tech, whatever kind
X-ray
of
tech.
Yeah.
You can do it as an independent
Sonogram
contractor,
person,
which in today's world is known as travel nursing.
Copy.
But it's not just travel nursing. You can do local contracts. You're just an independent professional being. So,
Copy.
yeah, there's certain, politics with that. But at the end of the day, I traded in my benefits for cash. So everything is on me if I want, not to get too involved in that. But yeah, if you want certain medical insurances, whatever, you pay out of pocket. But I traded in my medical, all that stuff for money because let's be real. I'm at a time right now in my life where I don't think I need that. So what I need is more the financial,
Stability. Copy.
So people don't tell you that though.
Mhm.
They don't go into you don't go into work and people tell you that. But that's what's important about seeing something through. And I learned that as obviously I aged and got older, that when you start something, you have all these ideas and blah, blah, blah. Like I got into music and I'm like, I have a lot of noise, but I don't know what's really, but when you get into the world, doors start to open. And I think that that's very important to know as a young person growing up. When you start something, see it through. You got a job or you went to school, see it through. You don't know what doors are going to open for you once you go that way. And that's why I believe in working hard. Like, I've always had two jobs and music, a job and music and this. So I'm working out or, I never stand still. And I'm not there yet, but I feel it coming. Ain't no way. If you got this, you got that, you got that. It's like you have an equation, a math equation. You got this, you got that, you got adding.
It's a lot of
multiplying.
masculine energy coming though from that side, Big April.
Masculine?
Yeah, I know, because my thing
I'm
is
that,
like,
I'm that end for real.
That's what I'm saying. Like you working hard.
End for
You're
real.
outworking a lot of dudes. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm being completely honest. That's like that. You're speaking like I would speak to one of my dudes that's a real man. You know what I mean? That's
I'm glad you said that because me and my homegirl, she does the same thing as me, independent contractor. She actually makes way more money than me.
Mm-hmm.
She got 2 full-time jobs. My girl Glenda's, shout out to you, because she actually put me on to being a surgical technologist.
Dope.
She put me on. I was going through something crazy in my life. I lost it all. I was 22 years old, and I thought I had my life situated. I had a man who loved me, took care of me. I didn't have to do nothing. He even had like a housekeeper and everything. I didn't even have to cook or clean. We ate out, had a cleaning lady. Like I was at 20 years old. I was like,
was kept.
Good.
Yeah.
Well kept.
Okay.
I had it all.
Okay.
This
is very interesting. I don't know where we're headed, but
I know. That's why I'm like, let's
talk about it. Hey.
Let's talk
okay,
about
this is
it.
interesting. Yeah, because
I have a story to fucking tell.
Because I would, I always, with all due respect, I tell my sisters find that situation all the time.
What?
That situation that you came out of that you're not in anymore. Like, you know what I mean?
That's how they are? Or
No, find yourself a man that's going to take care of you like that.
That's their motto.
That's my motto towards my sisters.
That's your motto.
Course.
I mean, and that's great. I'm still looking for a man.
I don't want my sister to be, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, not even looking for a man.
My thing is, I don't want my sisters, being 40, you know what I'm saying?
And working like a dog. No.
You feel me?
Yeah,
like,
no.
you know what I mean? Like, I would want them to be in a nice, relationship where it's
who
healthy.
takes care of
that
them,
cares about
that
them.
Provides.
That provides and, is not abusive, no domestic
Absolutely.
violence, no emotional violence. You feel me? Like a person that's just there really, a solid rock who's just real chill and, handles his business when he can handle his business. You dig?
Absolutely. And I think that's important in a female's life.
Mm-hmm.
Besides father, mother, the next is that
Mm-hmm.
stable partner. Because in today's world, you know, we have women, men, whatever.
Yeah.
But a
facts.
stable partner. If you're like the femme or whatever, the girl in the relationship, you need that manly energy. That like, I don't know why, like, but we are made that way
Yeah,
genetically.
I think it's innate. It's genetically, you know, we're
Genetically,
predisposed to that.
we're the mothers. We're the caregivers. We're the ones who carry the baby. So it's important to have that stability at home. You can't do it all. You can't. As an artist, I can't do it all. As a surgical technologist, I can't do it all. I have a team. In that OR, I have a team. The surgeon himself has a team. He got me. And I'm 2 years? But he still relies on me. It doesn't matter how small or whatever. It's chess, not checkers, boo. We got pawns, we got knights, we got
Bishops, yeah. Rooks, you already
bishops,
know.
everything.
The queen and the king. Facts. Pawns. Facts.
And I'm the motherfucking queen. I'm not the king sometimes. But yes.
I could see that you're the king sometimes, Big April.
It's
That's why they
chess,
call you
not
Big
checkers,
April. I
baby.
see, hey.
Yes. Everything is B.I.G. You see? Now you get it.
It's all starting to
Now
come
you
to
get
me,
it.
you feel
Now
me?
you get it. Why it has to be B.I.G. Like, it couldn't be no... And then it's so funny because I had thought about it, like, should I be big? But you know what? Let's do it.
I fucks with it. I
Let's
like it,
do
actually.
it.
I think it's fire.
I don't even want to change it no
Yeah.
more. I thought about changing it. I'm like, maybe down the line I'll change it. Maybe if I get signed and the label's like, you know what, we like Big April, but
Yeah.
maybe April something. Maybe
It's only 3 syllables. It's not that
but
bad.
Big April.
That's 4 syllables?
No, that's 3.
Oh, okay.
Big April.
I'm like, yo, I almost felt dumb for a second. I'm like,
You're
am I
right.
wilding? But
Nah,
yeah,
that
no, I
sounds
fucks with it,
good.
yeah.
I don't know. It has a ring to
It
it.
has a
I
great
like
ring
it.
to it. I fudge with it. I'm gonna be honest.
As
with you,
long
yeah.
as my persona matches the name.
That's a fact. Yeah,
The
and
brand is
you're over
given.
the top with everything, which is great, man. Look at you right now, man. You came ready to show everybody on the podcast with Tommy, and she's
Listen.
performing tonight, right? You're performing. I'm excited about that.
yes.
What's the song again?
I saw your look.
I saw your look, man. Big
I
April
saw
will
your
be.
look.
I
and
saw
it
your
had
look.
me shook.
Mm,
That's the first time.
yeah.
But no. What we were talking about hard work.
Yeah.
And back to that. I want to say a little bit of my story.
Go ahead.
So
The floor is yours.
when my life fell apart, I was 22 years old. And my life was already, you know, you're 19, 20, you're kind of like, I'm in a college. I don't know if this is what I want to do. I also was a waitress in a French cuisine restaurant, very like high end.
Mm.
And I was always used to like making money. Like I thank God I had that little star when I was born, because I always believed like if you have will or you just know where to get in, you got it. You got charisma, you got this, you got hard work, you're good, you're gonna be fine. And I quit school. I quit school. I quit my job. I had like a whole epiphany right before I was 20. Now, when I turned 20, I was bartending out here in Queens.
Okay.
There was a little spot named Heaven's right around the corner.
Oh, word? I probably met you there before. My homegirl Paulette used to work there.
Paulette?
Yeah.
That's really her name?
That's her name. That's her name.
Wow.
I don't know if that was her.
Yeah, because
Heaven's
see now
name,
everybody
yeah.
has names in the
Yeah.
nightlife.
That's a
So
fact.
that's how April actually came out.
Could have been Alejandra. That
Yeah.
could I would imagine.
Oh
That's,
my
that's
God.
probably what
Shorty
she
hit
used.
you with the Alejandra.
Yeah. No, man.
I'm dead. That's funny as hell.
The owner was this Greek guy, bald guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I used to go
Yeah.
on there chill. Oh, that's a
Uh-huh.
good time.
Yeah,
At Heavens.
so-
Ooh. Used to work at Heavens. What year is this?
Yeah. Oh my God.
This is really a
This was
side note off the chains.
damn near
Yes.
10 years ago.
Word? That's when I used to be in there 10 years
Yeah,
ago.
that's when it was lit.
Yeah.
They
Oh,
had-
shit.
Money Mondays.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Oh, interesting.
yeah, I rotated positions. So
Okay.
sometimes we behind the bar, sometimes I'll be opposite of the bar. But that's another influence in my life, the nightlife.
Ah,
So I did
Wild
school, nightlife, and now I'm doing my music shit for real. And those 3 things is this product. And when I was 20 years old, I met this guy in Heavens. He turned out to be this amazing guy. Like so amazing, so different. He was.
You met him at Heavens, boo.
I met him at Heavens. That was my little angel.
Oh,
That's always
no.
what I say. I met my little angel at Heavens. Damn, it's crazy. He's actually doing time right now.
That's wild, man.
Yeah. So what happened? Long story short, because I do get sidetracked a lot.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
It's okay. You got the jokes. I'm here for it.
You already know the vibes, man.
Yeah, that's
It's because I know that place so well. You know, I used to chill with the owner.
Well.
I used to chill with the owner, and
Wow.
his you know, he had a little. I mean, it's a long story. It's not my podcast. I'm not being interviewed.
But we are having a conversation.
Let's just say there was a time in my life, right, where I was, you know, how do you say, I had a lot of fun friends. You know, and they had a lot of fun jobs, and I lived around the corner, and I lived in the because
So you've always lived here.
I've lived here for a long time, for at least 15 years.
Wow,
Yeah,
this
yeah.
is a great spot.
Yeah.
to live.
So you know what I mean. And I worked at the airport at LaGuardia, and a lot of those girls that used to bartend at LaGuardia used to work at places like Heavens or Cityscapes. Or I'm not going to continue
All the
mentioning
spots.
these locations, but if
Cityscapes
you know,
was it.
you know.
If
yeah.
you know, you know. But
And
see,
but I
that's
knew the
world
owners,
come
but
from.
I would go with the owners. You know what I mean? So you know what I mean. I
Yeah.
had dinner with that guy, Matt. I think we even had a family dinner for Christmas. I saw the Super Bowl when Tom Brady threw in his. When Russell Wilson threw the interception with
See,
the
you
owner of
lost me
Heavens.
at the end.
Yeah, I know, but yeah,
You lost me there.
That's just like that's how that's how in deep I was at Heavens for a little while.
Yeah, no, that Heavens was my spot.
Yeah.
And so I dropped out of school, quit my job, started the nightlife.
Okay.
And I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing, but we're going to do it.
Yeah.
Then doors started opening.
Yeah.
See?
Yeah.
You start
If you're
something,
aware,
doors will
if you're
open.
aware, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I'm very much in tune.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so anything I do, I always ask the universe or God, whatever you want to say, for permission. So, I mean, at that time, I wasn't that woke. I was just kind of rolling with the punches. I had influences, obviously. Everybody's like, oh, I got this friend. I have friends that was like, oh, I'm doing this or she's doing that. So that's how that nightlife journey started. Now, I never became too big in the nightlife world because my parents are very religious. So it was
Jehovah's Witnesses, Christians, Pentecostals?
Christians, Baptists, regular Christians, not too like heavy
I come from a very religious family
religious,
myself, so I
but
get it.
they are very much spiritually woke,
Nice.
and I appreciate that. I'm very spiritually woke,
That's great.
but I love that they also gave me my space to be who I was, right? So I met this guy. It's always like, I met this guy. He became my partner, and I quit everything. I was just like his housewife, basically. And not even, because we were like traveling the world. He had a house in LA, house in New York. So we were just like bi-coastal. I was living like the rapper life in real life.
Yeah.
Except, we didn't have the millions to be like buying stuff, but we had money enough to fly back and forth all the time. First class, business class, whatever. Go shopping whenever we wanted. It was like a decent life. So at 20 years old, 21, you're like, I don't have to do anything.
Yeah.
Like, I'm good. This is it. I'm done. I'm about to marry him. He gave me a ring right away. Like, so I'm like, oh, this is it for me.
My man wasn't playing. He was holding
He was
that
not.
down.
No, he already knew he had a special girl, and I was true to him, and he was true to me for what I know. But for the most part, it was a good relationship. 2 years later, though, started getting rocky. His life was taking over him. And he made a big mistake that led him to 15 years in jail. So he's still currently in jail. And I was actually involved in that situation. So when the cops came knocking, guess who was home? Me. Little old me. And what happened from then? Because, it's a lot going on in my head. But when the cops came knocking on the door, something in me clicked. It's like, I had to save him. Because I know I didn't do anything. So what are you really going to get me for?
Mm-hmm.
I knew they was coming for him. And my first instinct was protecting him. So when they came knocking on the door, I knew not to open. So he was still in the crib. So I was telling him, like, they're here. And we had ordered takeout. But I always knew to check the people, even if I knew who was at the
You
intercom
already
door.
know Harlem vibes.
Harlem vibe.
You already know.
I'm not trusting nothing.
Yo no me confío.
No,
Yo no
I'm
me
not
confío.
trusting nothing. So, see, but God was always behind it because I could have just opened that door. It could have been that one time that I'm like, oh, that's the Chinese. And the Chinese man answered. He said takeout or Chinese food, whatever. Chinese food, that's what they say. That's what he said. So why did I look through the people? It's just something. Feel me? Divinely guided. I looked through the people, men in black. Not even the 5-0, not the NYPD. It was men in black. And instead of shitting myself, I held it together. And I was like, nah, it's go time. And he was in the crib. And I told him, I always had an escape plan. We lived on the first floor. All the windows were barred. So I said, if God forbid there was a fire in here, how I'm going to get out of here? There was one window. We had a 3-bedroom, and we had one window unbarred. It was like the closet in the back. But I knew that was the window. If I ever had to fucking run out, that was the window. So I told him, get what you need to get and leave. I got it.
That's it. Grab the bag and
Grab
go.
the bag and go.
That's it.
They at the door, leave.
Yeah.
So when he left, now I'm like, what the fuck am I gonna do? I can't leave through that window because they're gonna know we left.
Yeah.
I can't give them the fucking drop. I had to deal with it. So I put the chain on the door, opened the door. They're like, is Ricardo Daniel here? I'm like, nah, I don't know what you're talking about.
And that's not his real name, by the way, folks.
He's already in jail.
Okay.
It don't even matter.
All right.
It don't even
Just
matter.
like, damn, girl.
It don't even matter.
let me use my male intuition and just
Go look him up. He's a real nigga. You don't
this
want to
ain't
deal
Vlad
with him.
TV. You know what I'm saying?
Shit, it don't
Go
matter.
ahead, baby,
This ain't
go
first
ahead.
48.
That's a fact. Go
We
ahead.
already
Yeah,
did
yeah,
that.
yeah.
We already did that. Now
All
it's
right.
time for the story to come out.
All right, go ahead, girl. Do your thing.
And that just came out so natural. It's all right.
It's all right.
okay.
You know, you talk at AOW.
Nah,
What happens?
it
sometimes.
already happened so
Yeah.
long ago. They're not about to reopen that case.
Copy.
That shit is said and done.
Copy. I bet. So what ended up happening to you, though?
What happened to me?
Yeah. Because you're an accessory. At this
I'm an
point.
accessory. No, fucking accessory. I'm on the news, honey.
Yeah, you're aiding and abetting.
This was before I came out on the news.
Yeah.
I came out on the news. They had an article with my face on it. They had a clip of me and him together.
Yeah.
And I'm like, my life is over. It don't matter if I didn't do anything.
Yeah.
These motherfuckers don't care.
Yeah.
They about to throw me under the jail.
Vibes, facts. Yeah.
They's gonna throw me under the jail, and that's it. And I genuinely thought I was gonna serve 5 years. Genuinely. I'm like, that's it. I'm about to do 5 years. Maybe I'll do 2 or 1 with good behavior, or I'll do some program. It's my first time. I already had this shit calculated in my head. But when they're like at my door, imagine this 22-year-old girl I'm not really in the streets for real. Like, I dibble and dabble in the nightlife, but I never like really was involved. Like my family are normal 9-to-5 people. So I was never like taught to talk to police a certain way or never had any clue how to deal with people really in the streets. It just came, I guess, as, with time. But at that moment, the police is in front of my door and they're like, oh, what's your name? I gave them my middle name. And they're like, oh, so you're not Paola? And right there, I knew they had me. I'm like, I don't know what these people know, but they know. So I was like, I'm not answering any of your questions. Come back with a warrant. I closed the door, called one of my homegirls at the time, who her brother's a lawyer. She was like one of the smartest friends at the time that I had, so I knew to call her. She was like, girl, that's not your house. You can just leave. And that shit was like, you're right. This ain't my house. Like, what are you gonna do? Stop me?
Yeah.
I packed, I didn't even have to pack. I already had my bag ready with all my important information because this was my boyfriend's house for real. We're not married, but at 22, when you're living with your boyfriend, you think it's your house.
Facts, yeah.
But in reality, it wasn't. I didn't have no name. I didn't have no bills coming to the house. I didn't have no mail come to the house. I was just living there with him. So I knew I was fine. So I grabbed my little Gucci bag that he got me or whatever. And I had all my important documents. And I had my dog at the time. His name is Bentley. I had a big pit. And I think that's what saved me. Because when I was walking out of the house, there's no cameras. Like, I was living in the West Village on Christopher Street. But
fine.
Yeah. Yeah, no, we was living the life. I'm telling you, I was like little
That's
Sarah
my old
Jessica
stomping
Parker.
ground. I used to work out there for a really long time back
Oh, yeah?
in the day. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, that's
I
a
worked
fire
on
area.
Houston and Thompson back in the day.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
What, boutique or something?
No, I worked at Arturo's restaurant.
What? Turo?
Arturo's, right there.
I think...
yeah, the corner of Houston and Thompson. Probably waited on you
Arturo's.
before. Who knows?
I mean,
it's been a
I
minute.
never ate there.
Yeah,
for sure, I never ate.
Yeah, all right, cool.
But, yeah.
Yeah.
But that's the area.
Okay.
So, this is like downtown police we're talking about.
Yeah.
We're not talking about the hood police. We're talking about like financial district, New York police people.
Yeah.
Like, they not playing.
Yeah.
That's why they coming in the black suits.
Yeah.
And so I'm shook. Like, I'm so shook, but something in me, it's like that fight and fright, fight. Like, it was fight time. I was on go. And I grabbed my bag. It had all my important documents, social ID, everything that I needed. So I just grabbed my bag. I grabbed my dog, and I left. I didn't even think about, mind you, we had shit in that apartment that I don't want to mention, but shit that would have put me under the jail or him under the jail forever. So in my head, you could only believe what's going on. I'm like, my life is over. Like, it's a black hole. Like, it's over. And I turned myself in. Now, I'm like, I don't know where my man is at. This man is probably, who knows, in a little fucking Yola going back to DR.
Yo, facts.
I'm under the jail.
Man's in Morocco, chilling, you know what I'm saying?
My man is rolling his blunt and crossing the seas, 7 seas and shit. I don't know. But I'm thinking, like, what am I gonna do? Like, did I just trade places with this man?
Fact.
But that's how much I loved him. And I felt like we had that bond. I don't want to get to it because we're like talking about that story. We're going to take the whole freaking hour talking about that. But that point in my life, obviously, like, how big is that?
It's a big epiphany moment, a big
it changed my whole life.
Yeah.
It changed my whole life. I was in bookings. They didn't take me to Rikers.
Okay.
But I was in bookings for 2 days, and I had 2 days to think. And in those 2 days, I almost fought a crackhead, sleeping on the floor, like no food. Like, I'm talking to my family on the jail phone, like, y'all need to just get that bail money. Fuck the lawyer, get the bail money, because I need to get out of here.
Yeah. But it's your first time offense. You're gonna get released on your own recognizance. You need the lawyer to get there, though.
Yeah, but I have no idea what I'm saying,
Been arrested
what
a
I'm
few times,
doing.
you know what I mean?
Yeah, I had no clue.
Unfortunately, you know what I'm saying?
I had no clue.
That
like,
nigga there right away. You know
unless you have friends or family that's been dealing with that. This is like the first time anything like this has ever happened to like me or my family. Like, it's like, oh my God, me, huh? You know, that whole thing. And that was like the reason why I said that shit scared me straight. I got out because the judge was a nice person. God somehow worked his magic and they literally ROR'd me. But the reason why I didn't think they would ROR me was because, number one, this was a shooting. So 4 people got shot, not just 1, 4. And it was on 14th Street, downtown Manhattan, 7th Ave, like downtown. And we had drugs in the house. Obviously, like, he was involved in that he started getting more involved in that as, this time during that whole thing happening.
Has that traumatized you? Like, moving forward? Like,
it's
you know what
definitely,
I mean? That must have really affected you, man. Like,
you think?
For real. Yeah, I mean, no, real talk.
No,
though.
real talk. On a mental note,
like, that's what I'm saying.
Really...
Like, that you must have, like, have you seen a therapist about it? Like, have you, does music help you with
music definitely helps
you, with the therapy, aspect of it, mentally to keep yourself calm and, help you move forward in life and shit?
100%.
All right, that's great.
I mean, I have not seen a therapist at all.
I think you should.
I don't.
We don't know. No, we're all no cap.
That's
though.
so
With all due respect,
funny.
you know.
No,
and
I believe in therapy.
yeah,
I
you
do.
know what I mean?
I condemn people, and I never done it
Because
just
it's gonna be
because-
hard to move forward in life if you don't deal with that unaided trauma.
No, I definitely have unaided trauma,
You know?
but I'm ready to, before I get rid of it or release the trauma, I'm gonna do that with my music.
Hey, I feel
I
it.
have so much more trauma to talk about, but the point of saying all that or that story is to say, like, we all have stories. We all have bad moments that shape us. But it's what you do with that. Because that shit scared me so straight. I could have went back to the nightlife, right? I could have went back to the nightlife, met somebody else, and forgot about him. But I didn't do that. I didn't say I didn't go back to the nightlife. I went back to school. So when all that shit happened and I got released and they ROR'd me, I knew God was like, yo, you're not done. Because I could have left you in there. There was drugs in the house. Fentanyl, babe. Fentanyl. People do fucking forever for that. And I'm not talking about a little bag.
Yeah, that's time. That's the new crack.
Exactly. And when the lawyer saw me, he was like, 99% fentanyl. And I was like, do we have a defense? Like, do I have anything that would help me? And he's like, yeah, that you work. Because at the time, I was like, I need to do something with myself, right? Because obviously it's in me, not on me. That hard work was always in me. I think I was just having a moment, you know, of like just enjoying life. But eventually I was like, nah, I got to do something. Even if it's a little job, like I need to have some type of routine. Get up in the morning, make some money. That always makes you feel better. So I was like working. And like I said, I've always been divinely guided. It was probably God who put me in that job because I was only working that job 3 months. 3 months out of 2 years. And then that happens. It was like my lawyer said that is what's saving you.
Yep.
The fact that you actually have a job, because that's showing you're not married to this man. They don't know how long you've been with this man. You could have just been at the wrong place at the wrong time. That don't have anything to do with you. You're not tied to that house. You're not tied to anything. They know what they found is not yours. You know what I'm saying? 22-year-old girl, like, you know what I'm saying?
Where you getting that work from? Like, give me a break.
And then a lot. There was that was a private lawyer who saw me once I was already in the bookings. But before, like I said, my friend at the time had a brother who was a lawyer, but he was a public defense lawyer. So when I first turned myself in, I turned myself in with him. And he told me, he was like, oh, they're going to charge you with a B felony. They're going to charge you as a kingpin. I was like, I'm definitely doing time. It's over. It's over. I didn't see the light of day. And we rode the fucking train there. So you could imagine, I'm like riding the train to my death sentence.
Nervous as hell. That's a bad feeling. Having to turn yourself in is the worst thing in the world.
He was like, what do you want to eat? And I was like, get me a burger.
Yeah.
And I couldn't even finish that fucking burger. I was like shaking.
Nerviosa.
And I had my pit bull in the office because I literally just ran from the police.
Yeah.
Like, it was just so much going on. But I told my family, I don't want that lawyer. I don't want him. Like, he's talking about beef felony. They charged me as a kingpin. He ain't doing shit.
Yeah,
because he know, like, you a family friend. You're supposed to know that that's not the life I've lived. Like, you known me since I was a little girl. Don't feed me what they telling you. Tell me what you about to fight.
I want somebody that's gonna fight for me.
Yeah,
Facts,
tell me
bro.
what you about to come up like with the
what's
the hands.
What's
like,
the game
what's
plan?
going?
Word.
So that's the first thing I asked that private lawyer. The first thing I asked that private lawyer was like, do we have a defense? Because that's all I was thinking about. Like, how you going to get me out of this?
Yeah.
How you going to prove that that's not me? And got in front of the judge. Yo, the judge did not mention shit about the fentanyl. He just said the weed.
Oh, great.
And from that moment, I rode the train with my family back uptown. And I just wanted to kiss the concrete. And I just was like, God, I know you have a plan for me. Like, you got me away from that shit with nothing, not a fucking ticket, not even a
fine, nothing.
Nothing, not even, what's that
not
called?
Not a violation, nothing.
When they like do the public service.
Community service.
Not even community service, nothing.
Yeah, you were released.
I was just released. Like, how? I just
Una
came out
vaina
on the
bien.
news.
I love it.
I came out on the news. They had articles. Like, they had detectives coming to my aunt's house because when I went on the run, I didn't go straight home. I'm like, I know they're going to go to my address. So I went somewhere else. They found that house. How? I don't fucking know. But these motherfuckers is tied everywhere. Everywhere. So you could only imagine the shit that I'm thinking. Like, they got me. It's over. This nigga's already across the world, not caring about me. And I'm left to deal with this. An innocent bystander. Basically, I mean, I wasn't completely innocent. I was with him, but at the end of the day, I didn't commit any of these crimes myself. So I was just like an unlucky person or a person who has some shitty karma would have definitely been under the jail for at least the drugs that was found in the house. Because they found me in the house. So it's like, why not just take me?
You got over.
I got over.
Got over.
And that shit right there changed my life. I started my surgical technologist school. I did 2 years right away expeditiously. No summer break, no winter break, no nothing. I went straight 2 years, no break. I didn't vacate. I vacationed 2-3 days whenever I could. But I was working the nightlife 3 days a week, in school 5 days a week, waking up at 6-7 o'clock in the morning to go to clinicals. Because, you know, it's not just like test taking and going to class. You got to go practice.
Yeah, you have to go practice. Facts.
So they make you always do some type of clinical work when you're in like some type of medical program. So I was doing all three. So there's always been 3 things that I've been working on.
Fire.
And I was doing vocal lessons. So that was 4.
Well, that's what's up. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about your music.
Yeah, let's talk about music.
You know what I mean? Before we head into, the next segment.
Yeah, I'm sorry. That dragged
real
a little
quick,
bit.
I saw your look. I want to talk about Shy, your producer. What's the relationship like there? Like, how'd you meet him? Because I hear a drop at the beginning of one of your songs. Is it Shy or?
Oh, that's the rap song.
Yeah.
Right?
But he didn't produce the other track. Somebody else did.
No, he didn't produce other tracks.
So
and that one I actually got online.
Copy.
So that track I leased.
Okay.
I've worked with I've worked with like maybe 3 or 4 producers that I can think of from the top of my head that I've just known coincidentally over the years. And one of them is Sohn. That's his name, Beats by Sohn. He is one of the people who I feel like worked with the original Latin trap that came from like Uptown.
Copy.
And so somebody put me on
Cali Goya type of
Yes,
sound.
he was working with those people.
Copy.
When those songs started, yeah. So they're from my hood.
Yeah,
see all of them.
Right? Yeah,
I'm from 135th. They're all from like 134, 140 something, 150
Fire.
something. So I'm from that neighborhood.
Yeah.
And so Beats by Sohn started giving me stuff, right? And I saw that he would put his stuff on BeatStars. So I was like, oh, hold on. So I don't have to bother people all the time or like pay $200, $300 for, a track. Let me just go on BeatStars, and that's how I got that beat. So I also sometimes lease them. So I do have people who give me stuff or, want to work and sell me stuff. But sometimes if I don't have time to like go through people's stuff or ask them for stuff, I just like, go to that website. And when I heard that beat, I was actually with Oni, Honesty, the guy who came and my videographer who did he's fucking talented. He's amazing.
A beast, man. Yeah, definitely.
He has musical talent too. And I love when people have that musical talent, even if they're not an artist, because you can have like an ear for music or a taste or something. And that helps us, artists or musicians or whatever, like tap into it more. So when I heard that beat, I had just came from recording a cover, because that's how I also started like putting it out there, my cover songs. So I was like, I didn't know if I was like a real good lyricist, and I've been still working on it, but I do get those lyrics sometimes, and I'm like, that's it, that's a hit, you feel me? So I'm like, in the meantime, let me just do cover songs, because I'm not gonna let that, get in the way. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna not record because I don't know what to say.
And there's
So-
a website that one of my not old artists, but one of my artists has been on the program before, where you could actually lease legally the samples and the beats as well. Like if you
Oh,
want to,
wow.
yeah, you can. You could actually take the song and monetize off of it.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
I
fire.
forgot what he told me what the
Yeah,
website was. I'll tell you.
We'll definitely.
Yeah, I'll let you know.
I'm definitely
I'll let you
gonna
know.
like to look into that. Definitely.
Happy.
Yeah, we were listening to that beat, and I don't know this person. I just like leased his beat for like $50, and it gives you like a right to it. Like if you have a certain amount of what's it called?
Streams
or
yeah.
views.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I'm still like nowhere near that amount. So it's valid.
Yeah, well, you're building
It
towards that, but
works.
you got to learn that stuff. I hope that.
Yeah, of
I'm sure
course,
that you're
yeah.
taking it. Are you taking your time out to learn how the music
Yeah,
business
of
is working in
course.
2024?
Like little by little, yeah.
Yeah. All right,
Every
cool,
day
cool.
I do a little bit of everything.
All right,
You know
cool.
what I'm
That's
saying?
What's up. Yeah, because it's
Every
baby
day.
steps. Yeah.
Yeah,
that's
every
what's
day I
up.
do a little bit of everything.
But you're starting off great though. The
I
way
think
you
so.
start,
I
that's
hope
the way.
so.
That's the way you build. That's the
I
way.
hope so.
Well, Big April, we've reached the point in the podcast where it's time to play
Play what?
5 words with Angel.
Whew.
Yeah.
Do I have 5 words in my head?
Yo, 5 Words with Angel is sponsored by Eyes of the Soul. It's on Barnes & Nobles and at Amazon.com.
I want to.
Our guy in the mix
I've been
right
looking
now.
for a book to read.
Right
I'm
here,
gonna
Mom.
read that.
You can have this copy. You can have this one. I'll give it to you.
Period.
Brian, actually, yeah, you can have that one. I'll buy another one and just
Nah, I
promote
can
that.
buy it.
Then
I
Brian
wanna
J.
see.
Segura. Brian J. Segura's in the building. BJS Photography. Thank you so much. Doing the thing behind the scenes, Now, Big April on 5 Words with Angel, I'm going to
Yes.
give you a word, a phrase, or a question.
Oh my God. I always said I was going to suck at celebrity games.
And you're going to give me the first word that comes to your head. Are you ready?
Well, let's go.
I'm going to keep it easy on you.
Please do.
All right. The first word is La Funda.
I knew money was going to be involved. La Funda, the motherfucking bag.
Okay. I like that.
That's 3 words. 4
That's all right.
words.
You
The
can give multiple words. It's all
motherfucking
right.
bag.
That's what. All right.
That's a one. The motherfucking bag. Okay, that's one
The
word.
next one is a question, right? So this is going to be more than one word, right? In high school, what was your the most embarrassing moment?
In high school, my most embarrassing moment. I have to say that in a word.
No, you can't say that in a word. I said you could actually do a sentence and whatever, explain what happened. I'll tell you mine if you want.
Damn, I'm gonna seem like a criminal.
Wow, what happened? What you did?
I'm gonna just seem like a criminal at this point. If I keep telling all my juicy little secrets.
Yo, you ain't lying. Don't worry.
God, it's gonna be embarrassing. Do I want to say how embarrassing? Because
Give
I
us-
think I've had a few embarrassing.
Oh,
But this is the juiciest.
Okay.
Because I never like slipped and fell.
That happened to me. That's my most embarrassing
Yeah,
moment.
that is like
Yeah.
everybody's most embarrassing moment is to trip and fall.
I fell in front of the whole senior class on the final day of yearbook day. In front of everyone, it was raining,
Oh
and I
my
fell
God.
all the way down the step.
I know
in front of
everybody
air.
remembers that.
It was over. Everybody.
Do all your
remembers that.
friends remember that
Of
from high
course, I
school?
went to the 10-year, 20-year high school reunions. They still talk about it.
They still talk
Talk
about
about
it. Nah, you made history.
I made history, man.
It is what it is. Unfortunately, good or bad, but you made history.
Sí. Y la tuya. You can keep it light.
Oh my God. I didn't have that type of embarrassing moment. I did have a little run-in with the law.
Okay.
And that embarrassed me.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
That embarrassed me because there were people, I wasn't at school, I was by my school, and people saw what happened. So people were talking about me getting arrested and, my parents, and oh my God, it was just so embarrassing. It was so embarrassing, but yes. So just a little run-in with the law. That was my most embarrassing moment. Yeah. I never had a bad fall or stains or...
It looks like you have hand-eye coordination. You are Dominican. You guys are great at baseball,
I did play softball.
Oh, yeah. Sure you did. You seem
See
like
the
the type that
legs.
plays some...
You see the legs.
That's hilarious. All right, the next word is La República Dominicana.
Qué bonita bandera. Qué bonita bandera.
I love it.
Oh, that's actually, I performed first time ever in DR.
Fire. Okay.
I was 7 years old.
Nice.
7 years old, and my family was at a resort. We always used to go for the summertime. And I remember like they would do these like performances with like the big costumes, and everybody would be in line. And I just remember like, yo, I want to do that. Like how do I become that? Like I just remember this one lady, and she was just like this beautiful person.
That's
and I was just
fire.
like, how can I do that? Like that's where I need to be. And I couldn't contain myself. I went up to the lady, aside from the performance, and I was just like, I want to do that. And she was like, you want to do that? Let's do it. And I was like,
Fire.
what? Hell yeah. And she took me, she was like, okay, come back tomorrow. Or like, yeah, it was like, come back tomorrow at this time. I went with one of my little cousins named Yayita. We went to where she told me to go. She picked the costume. I had no words planned, no song planned, no dance planned. I didn't know what the hell I was going to do. I just know I went to where she told me to go, and I went. She gave me a costume similar to the one I had a little bit, because it was latex, and in the bottom it had like the ruffles.
Fire.
You know?
Okay.
And back out, arms out, 7 years old. I didn't know what the hell we were planning on doing, but I was like, I'm doing it. They gave me a song I knew. They're like, what song you know? And they, it was a lip sync performance actually. But that's what I think about. When you said DR, to me, it brings me back to my true nature.
I love that.
And I did the thing. They brought me out with these two strong men. They carried me out, did the whole movie, sat me in the front of the stage. And that was it.
So,
yeah, that was it.
Una vaina bien.
And then I never did that shit again. And then I never
So
did that
PERREO
shit again.
saved my life.
So
Shout out to them
PERREO
both.
saved my life.
PERREO saved my life. You already
That's
know
a
the
fact.
vibes. And the fifth and final word is Big April. What was the first thought that comes to you? The first word that comes to you when you think Big April?
The motherfucking biggest.
Motherfucking biggest.
Yeah, I'm sorry that I'm cursing so much.
No, it's all right, Miss Big April. Don't
It's
worry.
not commercial.
We don't usually curse
but-
that much on the podcast. So, we keep it clean. They know it's because we're animated. We're having a good conversation. We're having a good time. But,
Yeah.
we usually don't get outlandish here on the podcast unless it's, unless it's a real combo. So, Mira, could you give the people, right, before we end the podcast, could you look into these two cameras right here? Because we're rocking with two today. Right? Give the people a message, man, that want to be artists, man. A message of inspiration for 2024.
Definitely. I mean, I would say this. If I would be speaking to myself, just do it. But be true to yourself. And don't think about how. Just do it. Just put it out into the universe and work your best at it. Do not, even if you don't feel your best, but you got something, just do it. Ain't no telling where it's going to take you.
There you have it, folks. Just do it. The final message from Big April on this day. Big April, thank you so much for joining us today on the Angel of Words podcast. Everybody, stay tuned because at the end of this podcast, you know what the vibes are. We're going to be hearing Big April's song, I Saw Your Look, here. Killing multiple angles. BJS is in the building. We're going to be doing big things in 2024. So stay tuned to that. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel on YouTube at Angel of Words ENT. Follow us on Spotify and all the podcast platforms. Shout out to Curtis Holmes and Eyes of the Soul. Go get that book. BJS Photography. Go get them photos because if you don't, you're wildin'. Make your Instagram, make all your socials look official. All right. And, in the shenanigans, go to AOWENT.com and, follow us at AngelOfWordsENT.com. I mean, at AngelOfWordsENT on the socials. Thank you, everybody. Te quiero, Puerto Rico. Santa Isabel.
Ciao.
Live from the Angel of Words studios, we have Harlem's finest, Big April with I Saw Your Look.
I saw your look, and I shook the way your eyes cuando me miras, bebé. Esa forma en que me siento, controlas mi ser, pero es una locura quererte. Qué fuerte no tenerte, un amor prohibido. ¿Cuál es el motivo? Pero nunca has sentido lo que yo siento contigo. Cuando tú me tocas, tú me subes la nota. Mi corazón palpita si mi panty se me mojan. Dame un besito, quiero probar tu boca. Todos tus delitos lo va a pagar ahora. Cuando tú me tocas, tú me subes la nota. Mi corazón palpita si mi panty se me mojan. Dame un besito, quiero probar tu boca. Todos tus delitos lo va a pagar ahora. Porque no va a ser fácil, va a ser fácil, va a ser fácil tú salir de mí. Un amor real, aunque tú vienes y te vas. Me sale de mi corazón, se sube, no se cae. Con todo su derecho, me coge por el pecho. Lo ha sentido a fuego, voy preparando el velo. I saw your look, it had me shook. The way your eyes shine so bright, it's like you saw right through me and touched me, you and me. Cuando tú me tocas, tú me subes la nota. Mi corazón palpita si mi panty se me mojan. Dame un besito, quiero probar tu boca. Todos tus delitos lo va a pagar ahora. Un amor prohibido. ¿Cuál es el motivo? Pero nunca has sentido lo que yo siento contigo.
Everyone, that was Big April with I Saw Your Look, killing it here on the Angel of Words podcast. You know what it is. Watch her stuff. Catch on all the streaming platforms. Where again, April?
Everyone, Apple Music, iTunes, Spotify, YouTube Music, everywhere.
You know what it is. Te quiero Puerto Rico. Santa Isabel.
Santo Domingo, en la casa.